About to start the time attack qualifications for. Oh, we will not be playing on the ESWC map. We will be playing on the Nations Cup 3 map, local B actually, made by Local Buddha as well. It's also from 2007. I think all these maps are from 2007. I'm not quite sure. And the record on TMX is a 59.59. Let's go back into the game, and we will be starting the first time attack session here on the first map. Here we go, 10 minutes for all the players. Let's follow Eager for his first attempt. Let me put on the ghost cars actually, so we don't have a lot of cars here. We will be having a lot of cars, of course, in the stars, as everyone is now driving their first rounds, or the first attempts, rather. There we go, those are the ghost cars. And and Eager made a mistake. He will try to set another time in his second attempt. Let's go to Dutchy, or actually Scotsman actually is driving the qualification as well. He is playing it on Twitch as well. He is streaming his point of view, and of course Scotsman streamed the grand final together with Spam of the Trickmania Pro League, and they did a pretty good job of it as well. So it was very nice to see Scotsman actually casting a grand final. I loved it. He is driving his first round on Nations Cup 3 Loco B. He is not getting the best speed out of it, though. Angel Heart is overtaking him in his attempt. I'm not sure if Scotsman is actually known on these maps. Doesn't seem like he's that trained, but let's take a look at Dutchy, as he has been setting his first time and WAG as well. 59.488 and a 59.566, very close together. And it is Dexter as well with a 59.597. So all these three players inside of 1500s, which is a very small margin, of course. Let's follow Dexter, the last TTC's winner, of course. Let's see if he gets a nice speed out of this turn. Let's see. He will get a pretty decent speed out of it. Oh, but he gets a little bit too much speed out of it. And that makes him to restart the round. Yes, the top 16 will go through, Massa. The top 16 will go through, and the knockout phase will be played tomorrow. It will also be played at 6 p.m. in the evening. Of course, it is p.m., so it is in the evening. Duh. But you know what I mean. Let's follow someone who hasn't set a time yet. A lot of people already set times. Let's take a look at the top then. We have Kate from E-Corp with a 59.740 right now as well. Eager has set a time as well. Also a 59.7. We have Accept. Not sure who that is. He's with a 59, also a 0.7. Oh, we had Angelo actually try. He's coming into the top 4. All of the players in the top 4 are from Mysterious Monkeys. Welcome everyone. Welcome. For the ones who have missed my introduction, this is the first edition of the Trickmania Open Classics, hosted by the Trickmania Open organization, of course. And it is played on very old maps. All of these maps, I believe, are from 2007. Right now we are playing on Nations Cup 3 made by Loca Buddha, which is called Loco B. We also have one of the ESWC maps in it, and one pretty old ESL map as well. So I'm looking forward to see how these players will be driving on these maps. Of course, a few of them already know them, but a lot of them don't know them, as they started to play the game later. Let's see, further back into the pack. We have it is Eminem Alexor at 16th at the moment with a 1 minute point 1. We have Subtimal. I know him as a Kenyan player. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen him playing on Stadium that much. Seems like he is in linecast as well. So, and he is trying to qualify himself for the knockout phase as well. Right now he's at 15th, ahead of Alexor with a 1:0.094. Let's go a little bit further back in the pack. Let's see if we see some names we can actually recognize. So we have Nitro from Orcs. He is at 31st at the moment with a 103.8. We have Asteria as well. He asked me not to spec him, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And he's at 35th at the moment with a 105.070. Let's go back into the top. Let's see if we see any changes. Yeah, we do see changes. Seems that Dexter has been dropping down to 6th at the moment, but of course that is still a very good place to be in. First is still Mysterious Monkey's Dachi from the Netherlands. He has been practicing a lot for this qualification, so I'm expecting a lot from him. And he is well at first at the moment as well. Of course, you can kind of trick the ramp. Oh, and he improves this time to a 59.363. A sick time from Maimo Dachi here, as he is improving his first time. It's a pretty damn good time, and it will be very difficult for the other players to improve his time. Let's follow Eager for M&M Gaming, as he is fourth right now. Makes a mistake right before the last corner, and he has to start over again. We have who's this? Lowers, of course, from AAA. He's trying to qualify himself as well. 59.7 at the moment for him at 7th. Shelly from E-Corp. He has this guy has been playing so fast in the it was in the menu open itself actually, where he was playing very good against Plenty Dynamics in the semi-final. It's just the entire lineup of E-Corp. They of course won it as well. It was an E-Corp versus E-Corp final eventually, but they were the deserved winners of the tournament. And now he will be trying to qualify himself as well for the Trackmania Open Classics Edition 1. Which of course the knockout phase will be played tomorrow, also at 6 PM CET. And he makes a mistake in the downhill corner. Oh, he has to start over again. We have 2.5 minutes left. Let's take a look at the people who are outside of the top 16 right now. It is Deska for THC. He has been playing a lot as well. I have seen him on the server quite a few moments. Somebody actually fell off the map there. Let's see if he can improve his time. He is ahead of his PB at the moment. And he's at 18th. He dropped down to 18th from 16th. So he has to improve. Oh, but that makes a mistake. I think he got 1 try left. Or 2 try left, actually. Let's take a look at Alexor, who is just outside of the top 16 as well. He is driving together with Eager, and Alexor makes a mistake. We saw Scotsman just behind Eager as well, trying to collect a ton of speed here. Going for an improvement. He is at a 1:0.55, but he needs to improve by a minimum of 7/10 to get into the top 16, and it's not looking like that will happen right now. Had to release there as well. He is only 30 hundredths ahead of his PB at the moment, so not the best ending as well. And he is dropping down in speed here, but he will improve, but he won't be in the top 16 on this map. But of course, this is only the first map, so that doesn't matter. Let's see, Wag actually took over the lead of Dachi, which surprises me. A 59.304 for Mysterious Monkey's WAG. And he overtook Dutchie for first place, which I did not expect at all. They are well ahead, both of the other players behind them. This was the last ride of WAG. A half a minute remaining. Let's see if someone is still driving, trying to set a better time here. This Bits actually can, yeah, he can still finish it. He is at 8 at the moment, is ahead with a few hundreds ahead of his time. Will he be able to improve? Does the ramp trick in the ending, and he will improve and goes up to third with a 59.472, and that wraps up the first map. So it is WAG, Dutchie, Bits, and Angelo and Eager in the top 5, and Dexter back at 6th. A lot of Mysterious Monkeys players around here. A lot of Mysterious Monkeys players are driving. It seems like Mysterious Monkeys is kind of dominating this qualification so far, but of course we have only two. We have of course 2 maps left for this qualification. Let's take a look at this map, as it already started, of course, but let's take a look at it anyway. ESL Bazaar, made by Mato. It is from 2008 actually, and direct on TMX is by Fane with a 59.87. Let's go back into the game, as we are watching the first attempt of many players. Eager actually is on the best time so far. Oh, Dutchie making a mistake in the first attempt, dropping down, and has to start over. Let's follow Eager, who is at first on the first attempt, and he is about to set a good time already. Goes for the jump, into the drop, into the ending, almost into the left-hander here, and he had a little bit of airtime, but sets a pretty decent time. And at the moment he is also at first with a 58.89. And at second, after the first attempt, with Mysterious Monkeys Bits. WAG actually taking over the lead with a 0.7 right now. It is at third we have Bits. At fourth we have Mr. Pig from DuckSP. We have Aurel in there as well with a 0.2. We have Alexa with a 59.3. And we see Angelo joining the top as well right now, as he finished his first time with a 59.065. Great time so far by all these players. Let's follow someone who hasn't set a time yet. Let's follow Lighty from UniSB. Let's see what he can do on this second map. ESL Bazaar, made by Mato. And all these maps, for the people who just tuned in, all these maps are from a few years ago. The first map was from 2007. This map was made in 2008, and the next one, which will be the ESWC map, was made in 2007 as well. So that's why the cup is called the Classics as well, of course. Otherwise, it would not be the Classic Cup. And I think for every week we will have maps who were made 1 year later. Don't pin me on that, I'm not quite sure about it, but I think that's the case, but I'm not quite sure. And let's take a look at the top. It is Dexter right now at first with a 58.7. Where is Dutchie though? Dutchie, not with the best time so far. 59.7. He is at 13th. He is still in the top 16, but I'm sure he will set a faster time than his personal best right now. Let's see what his time will be after this round. He's 30 hundredths ahead of his PB right now. Oh, dropping on a little bit here in that part. needs to have a good ending to get into the top 3 on this map. Of course, you want to get a as fastest time as possible. Oh, he dropped down a lot in the ending on his PB, and he will take over position number 5. So that was a nice and decent round for Mr. Smokey's Dutchie. He is still quite far. He's still quite far behind Dexter, who is at first. But I'm sure he will improve his time again. Has to start over that round though. So let's follow Jeroentje. I actually saw him driving. Where's Jeroentje? Jeroentje's right here with a 1 minute, with a 101.102. Also, Jeroentje from Insects is trying to qualify himself for the knockout phase tomorrow at 6 PM. CAT. We have Scotsman again as well. Let's see what he can do on the second map. He is far ahead of Jeroentje actually, who is just 1 place behind him. He's far ahead of Jeroentje. Oh, he has to retire the round once again. Not the best lines from Scotsman here at the moment. Of course, Scotsman is streaming his point of view as well. Right now, live on Twitch. If you go into the Trackmania section, there will be all kinds of Trackmania live streams. And you can find all the streams of the cup. But I know Scotsman is streaming his POV. So if you rather watch him, then be sure to go to him. He's a great guy, but of course, I'm a very good caster, Kappa. So hopefully you are enjoying my cast so far. It has been a while since I've been streaming, but I'm very busy live at the moment with like my exams and stuff. So it has been a few pretty busy months for me. So oh, Scotsman makes a mistake. You kind of want to drift before that little jump. So you have a little bit of a better angle and you land a little bit earlier. But I'm not sure if Scotsman is aware of that. I hope he will set a good time. Would love to see him in the knockout phase tomorrow. It's actually Wack who is getting closer to Dexter at the moment. Having a 58.628 at the moment. This Dutchie who went up to 3rd. So he is back where he belongs. Let's see if there's actually Angelo from Mimo as well has not set a 58 yet. Let's see if he is ahead of his personal best at the moment. Yes, he is ahead of personal best. Oh, he had a little bit of airtime there. A little bit of airtime. He dropped down a lot with it. And he has to retire the round as he's clipping the wall on the right side. We have Cappuccino as well. Of course, Cappuccino, a pretty good French player. I would say one of the best at the moment. Out of France. And he's trying to set a time as well here. He is at 6 at the moment with a 58.885. Oh, Mr. Pig making a mistake there. He was actually at 5th at the moment. Mr. Pig is doing a pretty good job so far. Playing for Duck SP. Let's follow him. Is he from the Netherlands? Yes, he is from the Netherlands actually. So he's my countrymate, I guess. I'm not sure if that is a word, but he is my countrymate. Oh, makes a huge mistake. That's a very tricky turn. So not surprised. You want to keep your speed. Have to determine which myself I had a lot of problems with doing so. So maybe I just suck at the game. That's also a possibility. Not quite sure about it yet, but yeah. So this Dutch is taking over the lead with a 0.5. Dutch is selling a 0.5. I think he is sure of his spot into the knockout phase already with 1 minute left on the clock actually. 1 minute left on the clock. Let's. Oh, Shelly is not doing too well on this map. This will be his last attempt. Last attempt for E-Corp Shelly. Let's see. Well, oh, already making a mistake early on. Another attempt. This will be his very last attempt. He has to finish this with a better time. Otherwise, he will be stuck at 14th or maybe even lower if someone will still overtake him in the end. I think he had to release there just a little bit. Not quite sure, but wasn't the best turn here. He's not gaining on his time either. Maybe in this part he will get some speed to overtake his time. Oh yes, there we go. He's ahead of his PB at the moment. Now it's now or never for Shelly to set a better time. He got 10 seconds left. He can make the ending for sure. He's ahead with 1400s at the moment. 1600s. He's extending his lead over his personal best. 1800s and 1800s improvement for Shelly, and he will be at 13th. So it is now Dutchy winning the second map. Wag at second, also with a 0.5, and Dexter with a 0.6 at third. Pretty good times for the Mysterious Monkeys players, and this will be my personal favorite out of the pack. The ESWC map from 2007, ESWC Tigres, made by Keres. It is made in 2007. I think this was it was one of the ESWC 2007 maps played in the grand final. So if I'm correct, that's the very first ESWC in Turkmenia Stadium as well, in this stadium environment. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the first one, or there must be one in 2006, but I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure actually. Yeah, I think there was one in 2006 actually. Is there? I have no clue, dude. I have no knowledge of the past of Turkmenia, you know. Not really into that stuff. I should be. I should do my research, but oh, let's take it back to Turkmenia, by the way. XD, dude. So as I was talking, people already set times on this map. Let's follow Shelly as he's trying to set his first time. He hasn't been. No, he didn't finish yet. At the moment, it is Dexter at first with a 58.5. Let's see. This part is pretty tricky. You're unable to see where you are driving. Well, you just have to guess and hope to not hit the pole. But of course, you can train it. Oh, Shelly crashing in that part. You kind of want to do a drift into like the right first and then drift into the left. That's what I usually do to get a little bit more a little bit more safer approach, I guess. A little bit of a more safer approach. Let's follow Duck SP UFC Loso. No idea who this is, but I don't know this flag either. He's from oh, he's actually from France. Okay, he's from France. So another player from the Baguette land, from the Baguette country. As Cappuccino is going for a very different approach than all the other players in the start. Haven't seen anyone doing that before. Not sure if it's. Oh, I think it's faster for a few hundreds, but or maybe a few thousands. Right? No. It's an interesting strat. We see Wag taking over the lead now from Dexter with a 58.4. So Mysterious Monkeys Wag. He has been playing very good as well in this qualifier. Of course, the knockout phase will be played tomorrow. We have Dutchy only at 5th. I'm expecting him to do a faster time. He has a 58.8 at the moment for Dutchy. That's not fast enough for him, I'm sure, and I'm pretty sure he wants to drive faster. I've seen him doing a 0.5, a 0.4, so he is definitely capable of setting fast times on these maps, and especially on this one. Of course, these maps are not at all similar to the nowadays competition maps. Of course, the maps have been going through some evolutions throughout the years, so they have been changing, and they are much different than the maps from in the past. And Dutchie is about to improve his record. Lost a few hundreds in the ending, but he's at 4th right now with a 0.6. So that's a decent time for him. I'm sure he wants to go faster. For sure. Let's go to Angel Heart from Phoenix. I have seen his name a couple of times before, and at the moment he's on a 59.028. So not a very bad time at all. And I think for his kind of level where he is right now, I think this is a pretty decent time for him. I'm not very known with Angel Heart, but I think it is a pretty decent time for him. Oh, he clips the hole in the platform part, but he manages to keep going. Let's see if he can improve his time. He is at 9th. He's at 9th right now. Of course, as said before, with a 59.028. As he is 20 hundredths ahead of his personal best. And then, as I say that, he makes a mistake. That might be the commentator's curse? Not sure. Let's go to somewhere in the pack of the pack. Scotsman is at 24th. Not sure on what position he finished on the previous map, but right now he's at 24th, and he needs to set at least a top 5 time, I think, to still qualify for the knockout phase tomorrow. So let's see if he can set a fast time. Not quite sure where he is in the ranking at the moment, but we will of course see that after the qualification is over. I will try to get it up on the screen. Hopefully it will work. And he is ahead with a lot right now of his personal best, 6800s. They'll drop down a little bit, 5300s now, losing 1/10. Oh, but then gaining 3/10, gaining 1 second in total right now. So he is going to improve his time for sure, and he will now be at 12th. So he is in the top 16 on this map for sure, with 3.5 minutes left. Scotsman has enough time, I think, to set another decent time. He got 3 attempts left. So let's see what he will do. Wag still at first with a 0.4. Dutchie improved this time as well with a 0.508. He's pushing it to his limit, and he wants a 0.4. He wants to take over the first place of Mr. Smokey's Wag. So let's see if he can take over his personal best in the ending here, dropping down a little bit, but then gaining a whole. Oh, but then clipping the checkpoint and then dropping down again. Let's follow who is on the edge, just outside of the top 16. It is Aurel. He's just 300ths behind Mr. Pig, who is at 16th at the moment. And I think Mr. Pig is on his way to qualify himself as well for the knockout phase tomorrow. So that's a good sign for him. I'm not sure what Aurel did on the previous 2 maps, but he will improve his time right now. That means that Mr. Pig will drop down to 17th right now, and it is Aurel right now at 8. Angelo. Oh, we have a 0.2. A 0.2 by Kate. A 0.2. That's so fast. That's so incredibly fast. This is an unbelievable performance by E-Corp Kate right now. A point freaking 2. That's so fast. Like, Wag's time is already extremely fast with a 0.4. But Kate is just 2/10 faster than Wag at the moment. That's some insane shit, yo. With 1.5 minutes left on the clock. Let's see if Wag can. He is pushing it. He is ahead of his time at the moment. But will he be able to improve the first place time, which is a 0.2? He is pushing it to the limits. He's 1 whole tenth behind Katik's time at the moment, and I don't think it will be enough for Wag. He is still ahead of his own personal best. Coming up to the last corner here, he's pushing it, he's going for it, and he will not improve it, losing it in the ending. Is Dutchie still time left? Got a half a minute left, not sure if that is enough. I don't think that is enough. Well, it might be enough. Let's see if Dutchie can will be able to take over that first place time. He's pushing it as well. Oh, but that makes a mistake, so that's going to be it. And the third map has been driven as well. And Scotsman is still in the top 16. As you guys can see, Angel Heart as well, Deska as well. Mr. Pig dropped down to 18th.